We're back with another edition of Card Player TV's Ask Jack, and we have Jack McClelland here in the studio. Thanks for coming in today, Jack.
Pleasure to be here.
So we received a letter from a viewer. He was playing in a tournament in a bar, and he had pocket aces. There was one other player in the hand. The flop came ace-10-4. Now, the other player looked at the gentleman that wrote into us, and he said, "Do you have an ace?" He said, "I have better than an ace. I have pocket aces." The gentleman didn't believe the first guy, and he moved all in and was called. And then the gentleman who called, who had asked if he had aces, said, "Well, you can't win this hand because you told me what was in your hand. That means your hand's dead because you're not allowed to tell me the truth." Who was right? Is a player allowed to tell the truth?
Well, both players, in one of my tournaments, both players could have received a penalty for discussing their hands.
Okay.
But player one that asked if he had an ace, he's trying to obtain information.
So that's not allowed to begin with?
That's not allowed to begin with. Player two foolishly gave him the correct information, which he didn't believe, so he went ahead.
He foolishly called.
He went ahead and called. So my ruling would be both hands are live, and the three aces would win the pot, because there's no reason to make, both players were wrong, but they both accepted the action.
Yeah.
What if the other player would have made a straight or something? Would he have wanted to give the money back then?
So what if you had been called over to that table right when the first player said, "Do you have an ace?" before any of the responses? What would you have done then?
I would have said, "You can't ask that. This is your warning. Next time's 20 minutes."
And then when if you were still there and the next gentleman was like, "I have pocket aces," would you have done anything to stop the conversation?
Yes, I would have told him the same thing, and then now the action would have continued.
So bottom line, in a tournament, you don't talk about your hand, you don't ask about other people's hands?
Well, no, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get information deceptively, and like here, with the player one saying, "Well, your hand's dead," he's just trying to win a hand on a technicality, and our goal, as always, is to try to have the best hand win the pot if possible.
So what if it was a situation where player one had pocket aces and the flop came out ace, ace, king, and he said, "I flopped quads," before anyone instigated anything? Would that play out the same way, that he would get a penalty after the hands?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Jack.
You're welcome.
Lizzie Harrison with Jack McClelland for Card Player TV.